We say what they can't radio.
Yo, what's good, peoples? What's good, peoples? What's going on, man? It's Jackpot P. Y'all already know, man. We live, nigga, on the air. You know what I'm saying? My first episode, whatnot, you know what I mean? It's pretty good, man. I've been honestly really anticipating this. It's been a long time, you know what I mean? I want to give a shout out to my man, Mo Rock, you know what I'm saying? For making this all happen for us and everything like that, you know what I mean? So, we going in, you know what I'm saying? You know, I got my man Elmz with me, you know what I'm saying?
How you guys doing?
Producer, engineer, you know what I mean? We go way back, you know what I'm saying? When I was first starting doing my thing with the music and stuff like that. And he was there when I was, you know, helping me put together my first studio and stuff like that.
That's
so
a
we were
fact.
shaping artists and stuff back then and whatnot, you know what I mean? I took a little time off to go to school and study the craft and the trade and everything like that and whatnot. So after that, you know, I went through my trials and tribulations with getting into the, you know, the business and everything like that. So, you know, we back together, you know what I'm saying, doing the show, you know what I mean? Everything of that nature, man. So how y'all doing today, man? What's good, Elmz? What's going on today, baby boy?
Man, I'm chilling. I'm blessed to be here. Thank you, Jack P, for inviting me. Thank you, you know, for allowing me to be up here, you know, to enjoy the show with you. And we will definitely have a good time.
Oh, no, it's definitely going to be a blast. It's definitely going to be a blast. You know how I do. You know how I give it up, you know what I'm saying? So, basically, you know what I'm saying, I just wanted to talk about, you know what I'm saying, you know, because we from New York and whatnot. And it's like, you know, there's not really a lot of opportunities for a lot of rappers to, and, you know, just artists in general, people who's doing businesses and things like that to really get on. So I just want to, you know, showcase the platform so that, you know, we're going to be bringing a lot of guests here to promote, you know, whatever it is that they do. It could be music, it could be artwork, it could be cooking, whatever it is that y'all do, you know what I'm saying? We definitely going to be on it or whatnot, you know what I'm saying? And like I say, like this year especially, or actually not really this year just started, but last year I've been doing a lot of networking, I've been doing a lot of moving around and stuff like that, you know, so I'm going to give y'all just a basic and gist of, you know, all the different things that I've been doing and whatnot. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to put this music on real quick. Let me see something. It's
yeah,
on?
guys,
Oh, okay. Cool.
definitely going to have a lot of good artists up here. You know, young underground artists, because we want them to be heard. It's a lot of talent in New York. And we definitely want to see what you got. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, definitely, you know what I mean? Because, you know, I produce a lot and, you know, he does a lot of engineer work. So, you know, for anybody who's following me on Instagram or anything like that, I'm JackpotP on Instagram.com. Check me out. I'm also on BeatStars and whatnot. So if you need any type of production, studio time, or anything like that, you know what I'm saying, you can holler at us. And, you know, we will definitely accommodate you.
Definitely.
So let me ask you a question. Like throughout, you know, the time, because like, you know what I'm saying, we kind of, you know, but you know, not in a bad way, but we kind of like, you know, went our own direction. So like, as far as like within the time, because I know you've been doing a lot of music, I've been hearing a lot of different artists that you've been dealing with. You've been capturing a lot of like different, like especially on that side of Brooklyn, like you've been capturing a lot of really good, like really strong artists and stuff
talent,
like that.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, what is your method as far as like bringing like talent in and things of that nature? Like do you actually look for them, or do they kind of like just like landing in lap type?
I could actually say it's like, I don't know. Like I can't really pinpoint how do I get these artists. I just meet them. It's a gift. It just, you know, we meet up, we cling, and from there we talking about music so much. It's like soon as I hear what they gotta say, or they pitching what they talking about to me, or their music is like, wow, I gotta definitely get them in the stew and see what they could create or what they got. Because, you know, they say, you know, New York is off the map, or, you know, really not being heard musically wise, but I believe that there's a lot of good talent out here.
Oh yeah, tap boy. Tap Mo, just in case. You know what I'm saying?
It's a lot of good talent out here, definitely.
Do it.
So I definitely wanted to, you know, I'm not, you know, really searching like I be looking, you know, but, you know, when I come across an artist, I don't automatically down look them like, oh, okay, they can't look. I give everybody a chance. You get what I'm saying? That's how we gotta look at each other. You gotta give people chances. You get what I'm saying? I'm not saying that you gotta make your whole thing about giving people chances, but, you know, sometimes you'll feel that energy. You'll know when somebody is really gonna give you something from maybe the first words or from the first
That's a
song.
fact. That's a fact. Like I run through a lot of artists in New York, you know what I'm saying? You know, to me it's just more or less consistency. If I see somebody that's
Yeah.
really consistent with what they doing, you know, I like to take the time to really generally work with them and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? Especially me as a producer, because I mean, I'm an artist too, but sometimes I gotta put the artist stuff down when it comes down to dealing with different artists, because you know what I'm saying, like, you know, I'm also trying to promote, you know, making beats and stuff like that, and working with different artists can be tricky sometimes because you know, everybody got something different, you know what I'm saying? And then you got some people that just want to sound a
You know,
certain
the
way,
same,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Things of that nature. So sometimes they'll write something, and then when it comes time to get into the booth, you know, when they realize they don't sound like the Migos, then
Yeah.
things like that get crazy, you know what I'm saying? But it's cool. But you know, I mean, I've worked with a lot throughout my whole tenure. I worked with a lot of different artists and stuff like that, and you know, it's fun. But now it's like a little bit more like serious now, like as far as
Yeah.
like, you know, because you know you get some that come through, they don't know whether they want to do it or not, which was cool for me back in the day because it was all practice. But now it's like, you know, okay, if we're going to do a project or we're going to do a whole
It's
song,
got to be
because now
serious.
everything is easy now. Everything's like, as far as like putting music out, like on TuneCore and things like that, or DistroKid or whatever. So, you know, it's easy for anybody to put stuff out. So that's why I'm really hard on people now. Harder on
Yeah.
people now because, you know, things are much more easier to go around. Like we could really do something of, you know, opposed from back in the days when we all practicing, but we all learning at the same time. So, you know what I'm saying? That was pretty dope. You know, it's pretty dope. And traveling a lot. Like I see a lot of New York rappers, they get into, or just artists in general, they get stuck and they get like really frustrated because to me, I think New York is really oversaturated and overcrowded with talent. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody, like you, if you in a building, somebody on your floor does the same thing, or whether they neighbors or whatever the case may be. So, and they're so tight on what it is that they do that they don't have like a real door to open for somebody else to come in, which is kind of okay, because you know you want to really be focused on what you're doing. You don't want to be distracted.
Yeah.
But nowadays in New York, there's a lot of noise going on because it's like everybody's doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what I suggested for people to do personally is like travel. Cause like, okay, the way I look at it is like, okay, I'm from Coney Island. You reside in like we would just call that like Crown Heights right now or something like
Yeah,
that.
I'm in Crown
Right?
Heights, yeah.
So like, okay, basically like I know your neighborhood, you know mine. Back to back. So it's like when people see certain things from their neighborhood, they kind of get kind of numb to it because it's like, okay, I live here and I just stand the third. And rather than like, you know, instinctively,
Yeah.
they'll say, okay, you know what? I'm from this hood too. So rather than, you know, they'll try to do their own thing rather than trying to really more or less support. But when you go out of town, it's a different, you know, feel because now these people out of town, they're like, oh, wow, like we heard about Brooklyn, but we don't more or less like know. So anything you say or whatever, they kind of leaning on or whatever the case may be. And the same thing goes for New York because like I see a lot of New York, they be watching a lot of stuff from like Chicago,
Yeah.
from the South and whatever the case may
Yeah.
be or whatnot.
And mostly trying to imitate it. You
Yeah,
feel me?
I mean,
Like,
because they feel like, you know, these people are who they are, whatever the case may be, you know, they you know, and that makes them more want to see, okay, more of what Chicago is like or more of what Atlanta is like or whatever the case may be, and it's more of a learning process. So if it's like you and me and you, we live together, and then it's like you live down the block from me, you shooting a video, okay, I know that's Mermaid Avenue.
yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's not like I see that every day. You know what I'm saying? Opposed from me seeing something from California or something like that. I'm like, okay, I'm not in LA every day. So you might be wild when you see a video, you know what I'm saying? You might want to replay that video or something like that or whatnot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just say that because when I travel, especially like this year when I was going to like Atlanta, when I did the A3C festival and stuff like that, I noticed that when people found out that I was from New York, like they was really gravitating.
Yeah.
Because they wanted to hear, they wanted to see, they wanted to ask questions and things of that nature or whatnot. And You know, you know, it better builds a fan base because now today I got diehard people that's out there that buy beats, want to listen to beats, want me to help them out with their projects and things like that. And then I hear people from Atlanta that live out there, that been born and raised out there. That's
Yeah.
like they have like a difficult time on getting on. Like you know, they'll say the same thing that I say about New Yorkers. So I to me, I feel like as far as artists go, like you know what I mean, travel. Well, even if you're from New York, even if it's like going to Jersey,
Yeah.
something or Philly or something like that, go someplace where people don't know you because they'll definitely respect you. Like, don't be afraid to like go to different towns and thinking that you're gonna go to a different town and it's not gonna be how you're gonna feel. Like you know, they're gonna gravitate towards you because you're not from around there. They're gonna want to know this, that, and the third, like everything about you, and they're gonna be fans. Trust me. You know.
I mean, to be honest, I actually you know, when I was putting out beats and, you know, playing different songs on different lives, basically, and I would have a couple of different people from out of town hit me up quicker than I would have thought.
Right.
People in New York, like, yo, bro, you got a nice studio. I like the way you mix down that song. You get what I'm saying? And it shocked me more. Like, wow, like people, because it's like when you first start doing engineering and all that, it's like you want to just practice all day.
Right.
Because it's like so much that you could learn. But then when you're trying to, like, you know, get people to gravitate to your energy and everything, some people don't understand. And some people, you know, they want a quicker way out or an easy way out. They want people to tell them that their music is good.
Right.
They want people to tell them that, you know, that the beat they got is fire. It's certain things that they want to hear. They don't want to hear the negative. You get what I'm saying? So when you try to tell them something that could potentially put them at a higher level from what you see them as and make other people look at them on that higher level, is like, oh, he doesn't know what he's talking about. He's not a real producer. Or he's not really. Then the people out of town, they don't even care what your status is. It's just like, I want to work with him because he's doing something that other people in my town is not doing. Or, you know, it could be many different cases. So, you know, from my experience of like, you know, putting beats out for people and doing things, like I realized like, wow, people out of town is more, you know, quicker to work with you and want to do more music with you or whatever than, you know, in your own hometown where you just yelling all day, yo, bro, you even go low on the prices. You like, yo, bro, I'll give you studio time. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes you done offer dudes studio time for free. You get what I'm saying? Just to get them in there, to show them, yo, bro, I got faith in you. I want you to work. I could see you doing something, but, you know, it's a destruction of themselves. You get what I'm saying?
I think, you know, Brooklyn, and I say especially Brooklyn, it's like, I feel like people, you know, New York is a money town to me. If you're moving right, you're breathing right, you can make a dollar out of nothing here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of, despite it being overcrowded, I think there's a lot of different opportunities, a lot of choices. So, you know, and I find within myself, it's like, okay, I've recorded, like, you know, especially during the time like when I was like practicing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you'll get people, I'll get people to come through and whatnot, and I can make one mistake, like not raise the volume of a vocal or whatever the case may be. If a person feels like they got an option to do something else, then they'll do that.
That's a fact.
And then a lot of people, you know, they like free things. Okay, let me go fuck with them for free. But the minute I got a little chicken, okay, you know, they'll go spend their money where else, or you'll get some people that are rock
a better studio or something like that. You get what I'm
right,
saying?
you know what I'm saying? And I've run into that a lot, especially with me. Like I think one of my biggest mistakes personally, and just doing music in general, was trying to like run a label. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think I formed like my Red Ribbon record thing in like 2012. You know what I'm saying? And even when I was forming it and I was going through all the paperwork, and not only the paperwork, but putting the whole studio together and throwing everything down, like I've seen people change from like, okay, now they're being extra supportive. We have, you know, because basically when I got the label, I got it for the people that was around me. If I was just doing the artistry by myself, I wouldn't really need a label. I would probably be looking for a label to get on or whatever the case may be. But I noticed I had a stable of rappers. And I noticed I had all this material and things like that. So I said, okay, you know what? And this is after the fact that I don't went to school. So after I went to school for music engineering, business management, things of that nature, I knew what I needed to do. But it's just more or less the people that I was with. I felt like, after a certain while, when, they didn't see things going the way that they wanted to go, they started showing, true colors. But also it's like, I find it like in New York, success is hard to have around people. So those are some of the things that you got to be careful for, because you could be getting anything like a new console or just a new way of getting money and stuff like that. Now, if that doesn't like instantly include the people that's around you, like that could really make them really think and really go straight. Like seriously, like I've seen like, okay, like the day that I got my basically when you get like an LLC, I think I went through a legal Zoom to do it or whatever. So we got all the paperwork together. So when it came in like a nice box and stuff like that. And I'll never forget the day when it came in the mail. Like the UPS dropped it off, and when I opened the box up, it had like the name of the record label on it and all the documents and papers inside of it. So if I wanted to sign, hire people, do whatever. And I looked at everybody in the room. I'm like, yeah, this is it. It's time to really get it popping now, whatever the case may be. And I could see like half of the faces just like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? And that gave me a sign like, oh, okay, cool. Like I could tell like things are going to get awkward. You know what I'm saying? So every time you elevate, you know what I'm saying? If people are not elevating with you, they're gonna give you that feel. You know what I'm saying? And I noticed that in New York a lot. Yeah, when I go out of state and this different things, like people that, but you know what? Freak New York, because I don't want to throw New York too much under the bus. But when you growing up with a group of individuals, you know what I'm saying, you can't really include friends in your business. You know what I'm saying?
That's the
truth.
And
I think that was one of my really downfalls, is like including a lot of different friends in the business, because after a while they'll think that you owe them something. And if they don't achieve the same amount of success that you at the same time that you're receiving it, it's going to be very hard for you to really continue and do business. So That's true. I was continuing, and even as I'm continuing helping artists and stuff like that, I started seeing things fall back. A lot of like me and you, or me and the artist, we can have a conversation all day. I know what I'm doing. So it's like, if we're doing music and I know we're going to put music out or whatever the case may be, then, I'm going to let you know, okay, listen, when we get to this point, you got to sign up for ASCAP, or you have to sign up for distribution, or you have to do this type of paperwork and things of that nature. And if you don't do this type of paperwork, well, then you're just not going to get paid. And I'm not one of those type of people that go behind people's backs and try to
Okay, so
pay money off their back and shit. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you, how do you feel about how do you feel about upcoming young artists and their intake on drugs for like,
as far as what you talking about? As
New
far as
York,
the music,
from the music from New York all the way to like maybe Atlanta or so.
Well, New York, I see more younger artists than Atlanta. I know there's young artists out there in Atlanta, but I see more younger artists out here.
And let me not say drug. Let me say prescription pills. Like
Oh, I don't like it. I really don't like it at all, because I got kids.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So like my son, my oldest son, he's like 15. He's not a street person. He's not into these different type of things or whatever the case may be. But he really was heavy into Juice WRLD. And I didn't really listen to it because, I don't consider myself an old man. Like I'm in my 30s. So I grew up on a certain type of music or whatnot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
one time I actually sat down and I started listening to it, and I had to really explain to my son, like, do you know that this, that they're using drugs? And I had to really ask him, like, yo, you use drugs or whatever the case may be, but, I know my son don't use drugs. He's fucking a linebacker. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, but like, I noticed that a lot of these young people today, they're into the pills, they're into the Molly, they're into a lot of these perks and stuff like that, and that's what they rap about. When I came up, it was like drug dealing music, which don't make it no better, but in the sense of the matter, it's like, you know what I'm saying? What I don't really like about the young music today is that there's a lot of artists that's really dying, and they're dying either whether it's over the drugs or the violence. Whatever it is, it's senseless to me. because like like to me, if that's because when you think about it, it's like rappers don't get that much money. They get money, but when you first start now, you doing shows, you grinding, like that's not really a lot of money. So if they're spending it on drugs and they doing things of that nature, that's not cool. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like we already seen the Bobby Brown, Whitney stories, all these different type of things, and the drugs that they're using today are very hard. Like, you know what I'm saying? Ecstasy is one thing, but Molly, all these other things like that, those are really like, especially the syrup, the
Oh
cocaine
yeah.
shit.
Oh,
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
that's killing people.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So I don't like music like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong, I listen to Roddy Ricch. He got a song on that's pretty dope, and I love his shit. You know what I'm saying? He don't really talk too much about it, but a lot of people are sipping lean and doing that stuff like that, and that's heroin. Personally.
Yeah.
So once you get hooked onto some shit like that, there's no real getting off. You know what I'm saying? So I can't promote nothing like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like me personally, I can't listen to nothing like that. Like I grew up in a family, like my parents, they were like on drugs and stuff like that. So I seen what it was putting them through.
Yeah.
I never wanted to wake up like that, have a morning waking up like that. So I'm glad that they're in a better position today. But growing up, like that was just enough to say, okay, I would never do the standard third. So now when I see young kids that's like 16, 17, and they're on Molly, they're fucking sipping lean and doing all this shit.
Xannies,
It's like,
Percocet,
it's the Xannies, especially because some people, you pop enough Xans, you fuck around, fall asleep, and never wake up. That shit can like really put you into a coma. Like it's more than just weed at this point right now. You know what I'm saying?
So, do you feel that without none of the prescription pills, the syrup, the lean, any of that, that they will be able to give good music?
You know what? No, and I say because they're not giving music a thought. They're just rapping about what they're currently doing. If they're not doing that, then what are they doing? I mean, honestly, if they wasn't doing that, they'd probably be playing sports or maybe even getting a job or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't. But like I say, like I really don't like drug using music.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it just like that's the type of music that you really have to be in that type of zone. And it's like I don't really understand it. So when they throwing terms and stuff like that, like they're on that type of drug, I don't know how that feels. So I can't, But me personally, as far as like with young people coming up, I wouldn't recommend that type of music they listen to. But you know what? This is the wave that they going for. You feel what I'm saying? So the best thing I could tell them is just to be careful. Like I got a little brother, my little brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if he's on anything, but I know that's the type of genre he fall into when it comes to music and things like that. So every time I do bump into him, because like, my brother, he do music heavy. You know what I'm saying? My brother Hill Flip. You can follow him on Instagram at Hill Flip. You know what I mean? And I always question him about it. I know it makes him feel really uncomfortable. I'm like, yo, nigga, da, 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 da. So I know he's not going to tell me the truth. So I just feed off his vibes or whatever the case may be or whatnot.
Yeah.
But that's the type of music that he's into. And like I said, I don't understand it because I don't use those type of drugs. So I guess, I guess it's a wave or whatever the case may be. But, I do hope that those people that's on those type of things or whatever, or if you're popping the Xannies or you're sipping the syrup, just be careful. I don't know the rules and regulations to that. I don't know the dosages and things of that nature. So I just hope that, if anything, if that's what they decide that they're going to do, I just hope that they try to be a little careful.
Yeah, get you some help.
You know what I'm saying?
Do what you got to do.
Stuff,
especially if you're talented, because a lot of talents go to waste because of drugs and other stuff,
Right.
Drinking and other things. And I feel us as people is so talented. Like, it's just crazy. The talents that I run into. Shout out to my bro Yano and my bro Flex, my bro L. But definitely Yano, he's a very talented guy. I met him, 2-3 years ago, and I watched him grow, and the music is crazy. My bro and him is basically from the Star and stuff.
Okay.
And they used to be, well, from what he told me, they used to be out there. And then when I met him over here, I thought I was the only one that could sing because I'm gifted with singing,
Yo, this guy can sing,
but
but I'm gonna be honest with you. I think he's like shy and shit. But we cut a lot of records back in the day and stuff like that. Hopefully, I can get him back in the booth. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, go. We can
yeah,
continue.
hopefully. But me working with Yano, like I thought I can really sing a lot, and I like to sing and I enjoy it. But when I seen Yano sing, it was like wow. Bro got it. Like,
Right.
and shout outs to him. Go to YouTube, check his videos out. His name is Poncho Baby. Definitely go and check it out. Show him some love.
Yeah,
I got my bro Busy also in Atlanta. He got his radio station. It's from 2 to 5.
Right.
Tune in. I definitely will
That's
put
on a
his
daily
link.
basis. That's a Monday through Friday thing.
I'm not sure. I have to ask him because he did give me the dates and stuff and the times and stuff, but we was conversing about other stuff as
Right.
far as his art. He's also good with art, and he's also good with what do you call it? What do you basically say when somebody create an album cover for somebody?
Well, I know that's definitely work, cover art, graphic
Graphic
design.
and
There
design.
you go.
There you go. And I know he went to school for that, so he does a lot of good graphic and design. I'm have a lot of things with his work on it, so you guys can definitely see it. But I want him to come up here eventually too, so you guys can see because he does a lot of good. I believe he has done work with Kodak Black.
Okay.
So that would definitely be, and he's in Atlanta, so that would definitely be good to have him come down. And
Definitely, if he wants to come up, that's for sure. Because like I said, like I'm always up for anything, especially out of state talent. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, next week I got my man Hierarchy and his group. They coming from Schenectady. I went to a show to see them 2 weeks ago. They tore it down, and I just want to put some shine like shout out to him, shout out to his nephew. They some real spitters from up there from Schenectady. I see that upstate they're really getting like a real following up there. They got some guys from Buffalo. You heard of them? Griselda, you heard of them?
nah.
See, we from Brooklyn, so it's kind of though they really hot up there. They
I mean, hopefully we have.
they like the new locks and stuff.
Hopefully
like that.
after today we have a couple of artists send us, some of their music.
Right.
Because I definitely like when, I go live or when, in my Instagram, which, check my Instagram Elmz out. I like when artists send me music. Definitely shout out to my bro that's been doing it from Coney Island. He gets recognition, but I don't, get to send him recognition all the time. But Chris the Ruler, he's on
Chris the
Facebook.
Ruler.
Yeah, he's on Facebook.
He sound familiar.
Yeah,
man.
he's from Coney Island.
What
yeah,
block he from?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but I know he's on Facebook and he's doing his thing. He's been doing his thing for a long time.
There's a lot of good artists in Coney Island that I really fuck with. Just off the top of the head, somebody was just worked with Mike Porter. I just did a couple of records with him. He's ridiculous. I like Royal Rumble too. He has a good workflow. You know what I'm saying? And that's another matter of fact. You might remember him and the kid Mikewan. Remember? I know you remember Mikewan.
Yeah,
FQ,
of course.
when he used to come to the crib back, and then we started like teach him how to get his bars right and stuff like that.
Yeah. And
then he brought his man through. Like they still, rest in peace to Mikewan, man. Very talented person. You know what I'm saying? We never got a chance to really do what we really wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to boy. But Rumble, like he really took it and like really like ran with it.
Yeah.
Like so he been doing a lot of things, doing a lot of shows, doing a lot of music, really touching base with a lot of artists on that side of Coney Island and stuff like that. So I want to give a definite shout out to him because he's definitely doing his thing. My man Smooth, I think he's one of the best lyricists out there in Coney Island, hands down. I'm just trying to help him hammer down and get his project out. We're working together with that. Evan Gonzalez, my nigga E, he's doing his thing. We could give a shout out to Baby. You know what I'm saying? For what it's worth.
Yeah, my bro,
my
Big
nigga
Baby,
from
you
23rd
already
Street.
know.
You
Third.
know what I'm saying? Demo Velli, You know what I'm saying? He's pretty good. There's a lot of talent in Coney Island and stuff like that.
Yes,
You know,
that definitely, especially in Marlboro. I want to give out to a shout out to the Cycle guys. If you ain't see the
right,
Cycle, go on YouTube, check the Cycle out. Very good show. I
right.
enjoyed that show the whole season through. They supposed to be coming out with a season 4. I'm not sure yet, but definitely I enjoyed the Cycle. Go and check it out.
I really
And
hope
there's a
so
lot
too,
of
man.
talent out there in Coney Island. That we don't get to see, and these guys really did their thing with the acting thing. Like
Right. Nah, they really did their
I was
thing, man.
impressed, yo. I was,
You know,
yo.
and not just rappers, but there's a lot of good video editors out there and stuff like that. Shout out
Yeah.
to my man Nero. He's actually supposed to be here today filming, but something came up, and I like Nero because he's in college doing the filming thing. So he brings a lot of that theatrics through his videos. He does a lot of videos for my little brother, and they all dope. And the videos that he do for other people are dope too. And I just want to give a shout out to him because he does things from the heart and stuff like that. So anytime that I utilize his services, I try to drop a load on him and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But he's a very good video director, very good editor and stuff like that. And hopefully the next time we do a show, which the next time I think of doing the show is on the 22nd. He's definitely gonna be here doing the filming and stuff like that. He was really gonna come in and help me film today, but he has something coming up and things like that.
Yeah.
Understandable. But he's he's Nero Sama. I know the zero it's a zero instead of an O on Instagram. So you at NER0SAMA. Definitely link him up because trust me, if you need your videos done, he's the person that you want to go to. He's a very good editor, very good with the graphics and stuff like that. And he's really like filming movies and stuff like that. He's in school. I always touch base with him to see what he's doing. And right now they're doing a short film, I think in Manhattan and whatnot. So definitely check him out, man, because he has some dope visuals and stuff like that. And the stuff that he did with my brother is like really phenomenal. Like I've never really seen like artwork, like groundwork artwork like that.
Yeah.
So he's pretty good. He's definitely pretty good. Coney Island is well rounded with talent. I'm glad to really be from Coney Island because it's like I can go, and I'm not really known for making beats and producing, so it's like I get to really blend with a lot of these people. You know what I'm saying? Which is pretty good for me. So hopefully this year I can blend, do the most, networking I can just in my own city so we can, get more on the map if we're not already on the map.
And I definitely want to get a lot of the underground artists that I feel that's, really good artists that need to get heard.
Right.
Because you got artists that you be like, yeah, all right, he's good. But then you got artists that you be like, woo.
Yeah,
boy. But they don't get heard. They don't, and it's a lot of artists out there that feel they can't release their music or do their thing because they have nowhere to go to turn to. And how do you feel about helping them with that? Like getting more artists in the studio to produce more music, especially great music or good music.
That comes with a lot of patience. You know what I'm saying? I noticed that a lot of the best artists are really shy. So they're not really going out there looking for these different type of opportunities. I try to put it up as much as I can on social media if they're watching or whatnot. But as far as me, I believe being a producer really helps out a lot. Because if I was just a studio guy and I was just running the studio, it would probably be hard for me to just get artists around. But having a proper beats for people really, it really helps out a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, even with Mike Porter, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think my key to getting to him, and I say his name a lot because I'm heavy on him. I think he's one of the next people to really break out of Coney Island with his style and things of that nature. And to really get his attention, like, I really had to go in the studio and just make personal shit that I know that he would fuck with. Yeah. And then, like, I ain't gonna front. I tried to pass it to him one time, and it kind of really didn't go through. I was sending him beats. But then I have my homegirl, Dot, which I want to give her a shout out. Shout out to my homegirl, Dot. She does a lot of beauty stuff, like in Coney Island. She does my girls' hair. She does my son's hair, twists his dreads and stuff like that. She's very efficient with fashion as far as keeping your body and stuff like that, hair and everything maintained. And she has like a little network thing going on. And she was like, and I was talking to her like, yeah, I'm trying to do a song with bro, whatever. and she was like, "Yo, give me the beats, and I'll take it to him." And yo, I'm like, whatever, So I shot her, the joint I just did, the beat tape I just did, and next thing I know, I get a fucking call from this nigga like, yeah, what's good, da 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 da. So we've been networking on that level, and that even when I got to him, I let him know like, look, da da da, let him know what the deal was and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So we pretty good on that standpoint. But as far as what you're saying, artists that like really to get a really good artist is really hard.
Yeah.
And I'm not really about the money personally. I would rather, like, don't get me wrong, I sell beats and I sell music and stuff like that, but I'm trying to find those really, really, really
good
nice
ones,
artists.
the craft.
To me, at this point, getting the $300-$400 for the beat doesn't matter if we have a long going relationship that can land into us doing singles and things like that could bring us millions of dollars. I wouldn't stunt that for a couple of hundred. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I see the type of people that I want to work with, and those type of people that I want to work with, I always reach out to them. Whether they reach back or not, but I'm reaching out because, and especially like take heed. Like I'm a good producer. You know what I'm saying? Anybody in Coney Island, I tell you, when it comes down to beats, come see me. It's starting to get to a point where I feel like in Brooklyn, like I got the sound. You know what I'm saying? So if I hit you in your DMs or I hit you in your inbox through your email and I send you something, take that shit and run with it personally, because that's basically what networking is about personally. And if I feel you and I'm gonna throw a beat on you, definitely take it, because you know what I'm saying, we could definitely go places, and I feel like I'm definitely gonna go places with him. There's a lot of other talent out there that's really nice too, and I'm hoping that these type of platforms and things that we do and stuff like that really gravitate
for them, because that's what I'm doing it for.
You know
that's
what I mean?
Right.
But I'm gonna give you an example, because people were like, "Oh, this rapper is whack, this, that, and the third, whatever the case may be," but that rapper might have the resources. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you listen to Pop Smoke or whatever the case
I
may
listen
be.
to Pop Smoke.
Somebody put me on, yo, listen to him and try to make me some beats like Pop Smoke. So I'm like, and that's what people really do to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I'm a type of producer, I'd rather give an artist what they want than to shove 20 beats down their throat that they can't fuck with. Because that usually happens, you know what I'm saying? So they're like, oh, somebody said, yo, I want some joints like Pop Smoke. So I said, okay. I started listening to the artists and stuff like that. And I listened, I'm like, damn, this nigga's not really all that. You know what I'm saying? No, his beats is cool because he has like a different format that goes with the beat. But all his beats mostly have that same format, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which when we get back in the studio, I'm gonna show you.
Yeah.
But I was chopping up for an artist and whatnot. And then I kind of rambled off, whatever the case may be. But a lot of those type of artists have their situation together.
Yeah.
So they might not be
gifted,
but they got their money right.
Yeah.
So they can go in the studio and record that and whatnot. And if you're running a studio, like me and you, we both run studios.
We not gonna not want that money. That's a fact.
Sometimes, okay, if I got a good artist and I really, really want to work with them, I might be like, yo, you know what? I don't really want to charge you too much, but can you come back tomorrow and can we do this beat? Can we do this track together?
Yeah.
But if it's an artist kind of like that, like, okay, you pay me $200, I'm gonna get my $200 worth. I might be yawning half the time.
Yeah.
But this is what we're gonna do. But it seems like those type of rappers are the ones that have the drive, because they have their own resources and shit like that.
Yeah.
So a lot of people be like, well, how come this dude got on and this dude didn't get on and he's nice with the flow? A person that might be nice with the flow might be shit in the pockets. You feel what I'm saying? So the only type of, like, tracks that he's getting is people that's like me or like you, that feel like, yo, this nigga is really nice. We're gonna take our time and we're gonna work with him, opposed from this other rapper that's like, yo, you know what? I just want to rap. I got my money. I could get in the studio. I could do this and that and the third. I'm gonna imitate this rapper and I'm just gonna make the good song. And it's all about their resources. They have their resources together. They can pay for the studio time. They can pay for the beats and this, that, and the third or whatever. And that's just what it is. So the industry, I feel like, is getting saturated with those type of rappers that just have their situation together. That's just how I feel about it.
Okay, so so let's take it a little bit on your level as far as with the beats.
Yeah.
Now, do you think that the beats in the industry, because sometimes you can see the same beat being cycled may have a different instrument, or
Right.
it might have something, a snare or
Right.
something like that. So my thing is, do you feel like it's easier for the beat makers now just to recycle a beat that's not theirs to make it sound like they want to, or is it easier for guys to keep remaking beats because it's easy to not, it's easy to be original, like,
Right.
you get what I'm saying,
Right.
but it's hard to not be original, you get what I'm saying?
Let me say this. I'm gonna say this right now. I'm a very abstract beat maker. You feel what I'm saying? So my whole thing for making beats, I played a lot of video games when I was younger, right?
Yeah.
And playing video games, like I'm into chiptune music, and what chiptune music is, it's like a when you was playing Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo, Nintendo Atari, they had this thing called, it's like chiptune, and that's what they was using to program the music that they was using for video games, and all that music is very catchy. So when you playing Mario Brothers, Sonic, Mega Man, whatever, that music is catchy, and I'm listening in the back of my mind as I'm playing the game. Well, damn nigga, if I was to add a different type of drums to this, slow it down a little bit, that's my mindset because the music is good. If I pass that shit on to a rapper, certain rappers, they might not gravitate towards it because their mindset is like, oh, I like fucking the Migos. So I need a Migos type beat to get on.
Which I find
you
a
feel
lot
what I'm
lately,
saying?
they'll come in tight beats.
Right.
Tight beats.
You know,
yeah.
so as far as the type beats go, as far as what you're saying, it's like the reason why there's so many type of beats like that is because that's what people ask for. So when it comes down to, like, don't get me wrong, I have a assortment of shitload of beats that's amazing, and it's so funny because it takes different type of things for me to do to get people to say, yo, you know what? I want to, get them to rap on a beat that's abstract, because if I just gave you an abstract beat, you wouldn't know what the fuck to do with it. But if I gave you a beat that's more or less like something that you heard before, then it'd be much more easier. But these are the beats that people ask for. So, and I make more money off of tight beats than beats that I feel like, okay, I took 3 days to make this beat. This shit has orchestra in it and everything like that. I give it to a nigga, he'll say it's nice. But I ask him a week later, so what'd you do to the beat? What you do to the beat? Nah, I ain't even
get to it.
But he on YouTube already. He got his tight beat. He got his J. Cole type beat, or whatever the case may be. This is what people ask for. And I'm going to tell you, because people, to me, like, especially a lot of these rappers, and I say it because it's like, being that there's a lot of rappers, or whatever the case may be, I feel like, okay, a lot of rappers, they get most of their motivation off of watching their favorite rappers. So a lot of those different type of things are like, they want to imitate their favorite. They see something they like, and they want to be just like that. Cool. They'll come to me and be like, yo, I need this Migos type beat, or I need this J. Cole, or this type of beat. And I don't mind making it because I'm going to make my money. But this is what people ask for. Yeah. And that's because most of these rappers are not really creative. Like, I know a lot of rappers that I fuck with that it take for another rapper to come out with music for them to start writing. So when a new song come out, like, it's like they want their version of this type of song. Yeah. So that's why they, like, okay, the type beats come along, because back then, and I'm not going to really say back then, but if you liked a certain artist or you like a certain song, you would just get that instrumental. Yeah. And you would just rap on that. But now we got SoundClick, we got BeatStars, and shout out to Abe at BeatStars. You know what I'm saying? He's your CEO. He hooked me up. He sent me the beta program for things to continue on BeatStars and stuff like that and sell my music. So let's give a shout out to Abe. But BeatStars is like a good platform, and they have a lot of these type beats. So you can sit down and listen to some shit that you just heard on the radio, and then go type it in. I want this type beat, and it's not, and that saves you from going to download that instrumental. Yeah. So now you got your own version and things like that. But, and like I said, I get my bulk of my money off of type beats, because people, that's what they want. But, that's just, I mean, I got a family. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I try to please, the artist as much as possible. But I'll give it, but I do sit down and I do try to make different type of sounds and this, that, and the third, and that's always ready for people. So when you see people like Mac Mittens, like somebody I'm working with from North Carolina, I grew up with him, and you see people like Mike Porter and a lot of other people, you'll see like the different type of creations and stuff like that. But most of these rappers, they just rapping because they like to watch it and they want to put themselves in that position. It's not more or less like they're artists.
They're being creative.
You know what I'm saying? They look for the tight beats. You know what I'm saying? And more than likely, you're gonna hear them rapping their favorite song on the tight beat. And that's just basically how I see it.
So let me ask you a question. Futuristically, inside this station, will we be able to have any type of beat contests?
Well, I was talking to my man about that. Well, we definitely got to brainstorm about it, but that's something that I want to do, especially after my man threw it on me. And it's like, definitely, you know what I'm saying? And I mess with something, these people that mess with me, they call it MPC, music production creators. And they've been sending me a lot of emails. They do a lot of that type of stuff. Yeah. So I'm going in there and doing my homework and just sitting down and seeing how I could take that and flip that for myself. But I can say like about, as far as about going towards like spring break and stuff like that, we can see more things of that nature. I'm just more or less, my thing is getting in contact with more producers that I can bring in here, that we can do things of that nature and stuff like that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because you know what it is? A lot of producers are really underground. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Shout out to a producer, my brother Stacks. He a producer. He from Coney Island, just like we are. I'm talking about shout out to my 6 brothers. You already know.
Oh, it's your actual blood brother.
It's my blood brother, yeah.
See, and this is the thing.
Stacks,
like, I've been
D, Josiah, Kiki, and Latrell. Shout out to my brothers.
But it's pretty cool, you know what I mean? And, any producers, drop your links. See, I know a lot of producers, but most of them are not really in New York. Yeah. It's hard for me to really, like, a lot of Brooklyn producers I've run into on a humble, like, they don't really put themselves out there like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then when I was in Atlanta, I met a lot of producers out there, and I met 2 producers out here that from New York, and we swore to God when we got back to New York we was going to link up, but we didn't get it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but
I can see why it's hard to produce, because I'm not like I can say that even in my days of, trying to get people to come to the studio and do music, it's just so hard because they choose other things. And when I was doing my singing thing with you back then, you get what I'm saying? I was like real personal about my music. Like I really wanted it to be a certain type of way, and I was focused on it. But now working with artists is like, wow. It's like, yo, bro, you coming today? And they like, oh yeah, bro, but I got a million other things to do. And I'm like, but bro, you just said you was free all week. And some dudes choose other things. Some dudes choose how you want to be, you want to rap, but you choose to go hang around a bunch of females all day, or you want to rap, or you just sit on the block all day, and you don't take two hours or an hour just to come down to the studio and, just do music. Get what I'm saying? And back then you had motivational. You had Tupac, who was doing 200 songs just on one session. You get what I'm saying? He was just dropping songs just to drop it. He ain't had nobody on top of him like, yo, you gotta keep dropping songs. He wanted to do it just cause he could probably freestyle another way on a beat. You get what I'm saying?
But you just answered your own question at that point. It's like some people are real artists. Yeah. A lot of people are just hobbyists. And I've been saying that shit for years, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of this, when you got to filter through a lot of these people. Some people are just doing it for a hobby. Yeah. I've gotten to a science to know that shit from the jump. When a person come through conversation-wise, is this something that nigga really want to do, or is this just a hobby for now? If it's a hobby, then fine. Pay your bread. Get the studio time, get the beat, do what you do. So at least at the end of the day, I don't feel like I wasted my motherfucking time. Yeah. He paid. Yeah. I can't say nothing about homie. He paid. If he don't want to come back, that's on him. You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of hobbyists out here. So you got to treat your business like a store. You selling the beat, you selling the studio time. Think of that shit like a motherfucking sandwich. You could put the onions, peppers, all that shit on it for him. If he'll eat that shit and then still want to fucking go to Subways afterwards
Yeah.
and spend $9 on this. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But to my goal this year personally is just to find people that just really dedicated to their craft and whatever. You know, yeah, they are kind of loud out there. I guess I'm going to definitely talk to the niggas outside when I get the fuck up out of here, because you know my sessions, I take my sessions seriously. But either way, scratch all that. But like yeah, like it you just gotta have that good filter system, and you have that good filter system where it's like, you know, from a jump whether a person is gonna be productive or not, and different ways you can just ask them questions as far as see where their financials is at, see what they doing outside of music. Are they working? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See what type of back work they got and stuff like that. And that can give you kind of a determination on their longevity, or how long they're going to be dealing with you and things of that nature or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So you can map it out, because you, like me, we got a family. So if I got to take time, like my time is limited and my time is precious and my time is money.
Yeah.
So I value my time a lot. So when it comes down to meeting up with different people and doing different things, I value and say, okay, listen, if I spend an hour here, am I going to lose money or am I going to make money? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Most rappers I make money with, I got a lot of rappers that I deal with that, you know, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, I know that I have to invest more into them because they might not have it, but the back end of it is going to be good. And I just want to hope that this artist stick around long enough to see the benefits and things like that. But just more or less, try to work on methods to understand it, like, okay, this person is here temporarily. Let me get the most I can get out of this situation before it gets. So that way, at the end of the day, you don't feel like you wasted time.
True.
Because I'll get tight if I know. I'll give you an example. I was working with this artist. I don't want to throw his name out because I'm still friends with him. But we sat down, and this was like 2013 to 2014. I seen he did a mixtape. I was feeling his mixtape. Called him up. He's feeling my beats. We did that third. He had his own team. And his own team wasn't promoting him that well. Scratch that. That's none of my business. You want to do music? We do music. We cut together one of the hardest LPs that could have came out in Coney Island ever. When his team found out that, okay, these niggas is really doing music, and it came down to the next step, doing the paperwork, going over distribution and doing things of that nature, you know, we had a clear plan of what we was going to do, and then at the last minute, he didn't want to sign no paperwork. He didn't want to get paid. So that whole 8 months that we spent on doing this project was scrapped. I wasted 8 months, whereas there's certain people that I pushed aside and said, you know what, I'm working on this. You know what I'm saying? And so in music, you're going to find those different type of things that's going to happen to you. There's always going to be roadblocks. And I want to teach a lot of my viewers that even though, like, you know, there's going to be a lot of roadblocks with this music thing, you know what I'm saying? The best thing to do is to keep working. Be biased to it. Be a little bit be numb to the negativity. Just be numb to it. Like anything that you feel is good. Because as us creators, when negativity comes, that can knock you and put you in the box. Now you're not creative for a week. 2 weeks can go by because you're stuck on whatever. Keep doing what you're doing. Find a formula that you know that works for you, and just gravitate yourself around people that's generally about your business. So it could be music, whatever it is that you do. Keep that positive energy around so that at the end of the day, when these things happen, you don't take a negative approach to it. Because that will destroy you, and you'll be in the house for 2 or 3 months not doing a damn thing because you stuck on this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And, you know, that's all I can really say. So just to chop it up for the day, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, me and my man Elmz, you know what I'm saying? I got, you know, right now I'm working on getting another studio, but Elmz studio is definitely open, and I'm definitely going to be working with him for the time being. So look for new beats to come, look for new music to come. Any artists that have been tuning in that just want to, you know, get their records done and stuff like that, come holler at either one of us. We'll definitely take care of that for you or whatnot. And, you know, we definitely got new beats coming. I got a beat tape out, whatever. Check out on BeatStars, Jackpot P on BeatStars. The beat tape is out there. If you want something in your inbox, like I said, you can always you can always holler at me. You know what I'm saying? I'm open for anything, open for business. And Elmo is open for business as well. You know what I'm saying? So definitely, if y'all want to do music, anything, chop some records up, chop some samples up, you know I'm about the business. You know what I'm saying? So, thank y'all guys for tuning in and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Next week, like I said, I got my dudes coming from Schenectady, Hierarchy and his clique.
Yeah, we're gonna
And,
turn it up.
Oh, it's gonna definitely be turned up. You know what I'm saying? Also, again, shout out to my man Mo Rock for making all this happen. Shout out to
Hey,
my
yo,
man
good
Young
looking him
Mike
out for
for
real.
introducing me and
It's your
bringing me in.
boy. It's your boy Elmz.
You already
For real.
know. At the end of the day, it's Jackpot P. You know what it be. Holla at me on the flip, man. I catch y'all
Elmz,
niggas
we
over
out. Shout out to everybody that was on my live. I appreciate you showing love.
there. Right. You already know. Holla.